Nicholas Hanshaw was born in England in 1705 to Protestant parents, but was prone to trouble, and by the age of 15, he was already a convicted felon. In 1720, he was one of 15 felons loaded on the ship Gilbert and set sail for the British colony of Maryland, landing in the town of Annapolis. From Annapolis, Maryland, he would make his way north to the city of Philadelphia, which at that time had a sizable German population. 6 years later, in 1726, Nicholas would marry his sweetheart Rebecca. With all the decent farmland already taken in the area, Nicholas and Rebecca would file their certificate of request to move and join the Hopewell Council in the Shenandoah Valley, just north of present-day Winchester, Virginia. In 1758, Nicholas cast his lot to help elect George Washington to the Virginia House of Burgesses. He would later serve as a lieutenant in Captain Hugh Stevens' regiment and was in the Battle of Point Pleasant in 1774 in the kickoff of the Revolutionary War. Nicholas acquired 110 acres along Mill Creek, where he would live out his remaining days until his death in 1777. His land would be given to his elder son William and John. Nicholas's son John built his cabin on the land in 1766 and had acquired an additional 175 acres. The home and property would take on plantation status as it grew in size and stature and would remain in the Hanshaw family until well into the 1900s. Today, the home belongs to Scott Bean's family, who has invited us to detect the site for artifacts from the past. Stay tuned. All right, you guys, I am going to use the small coil because we're going to start out here in the yard here around the house, and because I think probably anything in this ground here is going to be concentrated, so there's probably going to be a lot more of it than, than say out here in these fields. Sorry about the sunlight right there, but there's lots of fields here. I told Scott a lot of it just looks prime detecting. In those areas, when I get into that area, if we get out there today, I'll probably use my big coil. I'm using a MindLab 800. Scott's using a MindLab CTX 3030, which is a super duper superior machine. It works. All right, you guys. The ground's full of signals. I mean, just everywhere I swing. I just got here. This was my first plug. Lots of stuff in the ground, so I wasn't going to bring you guys until I actually pulled the artifact out and I can see it, because there's no doubt I'm going to hit into a lot of aluminum in this yard, because it's been lived in. The house has been lived in. The first artifact looks to me like it's a pretty good one. I'll let you take a look at it. I'll let you see what it reads. 2022. And I have not picked it up yet, but I believe it's going to be, I think it's going to be the end of a utensil, a fork or a spoon, something small, and it reads really well. So I do not know if that's got silver in it or what, but first artifact. All right. All right, I popped the plug and pulled it out, and it's in this dirt here. I haven't looked at it, but I'll let you listen to it. And this is This is coin range here. That's a good signal. And that is a good... Well, is that it? Maybe it's a piece of an old kid's cap gun, you think? I can't believe that that would be that high of a signal. No, 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 no. It's something over here. Oh, I see it. It's a button or a coin. Oh, is it a Lincoln cent? What is it? I think it's going to be a wheat cent. All right, it's not an Indian cent, but it's a coin. It's like 1945 or 1946. Wheat cent. Looky there. So I ended up finding 2 artifacts out of that hole. All right, not bad. So I need my second target. Let's keep going. All right, I got a real good signal here. I pulled the plug, but it's still down in the dirt. I don't know if you guys can hear this. You know, that's another good signal. Let's see if we see it. All right, you see anything? Yep. It's in the side. Oh, it's gonna be trash. It's gonna be probably aluminum. Oh, right there it is. What is it? Yeah, it sounded really good. You know, it could be a badge of some sort. All right, this is the back side of it, and I can see a design pattern on there. I think this is going to be a case or a cover to maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe to, you know, a compact. I'll be anxious to clean that up. It's going to be brass, but on this side, you can clearly see a pattern right there. So I think that's going to clean up real nicely. All right, not bad. That's my third target, third plug, third artifact, and so far no trash. All right, pulled it out of the ground, and I found one of these before. This is the snap, one of the snaps, one of the sides of a change purse. A piece of the change purse, so the other half of this is missing. It's probably in the ground here somewhere. Maybe it's pointing to some silver or some gold. These are probably pretty old too, anywhere in the 1880s to 1940s is my guess. And I have found these before, but that's what that is, a piece of a change purse. Scott's finally come down here and joined me where all the good stuff is.
Yeah, I've been digging iron and he's been digging good stuff.
All right, yeah.
Clean up that base there.
Yeah, there probably is a mark right there.
See what it says if we can. You know,
Has a design on it.
I did not bring a toothbrush today for some reason.
Yeah.
On there.
I've lost so many of these.
Oh my gosh, you got it on a lead.
Yeah, that's because I lose them all the time. That's going to clean up nicely.
It says something there, maybe.
Don't know how old it is, but...
I think it was silver plated.
Silver plated.
It's got a name. S-E-R and then another word. H-A-N-N-E-R maybe?
All right, you guys heard that.
Got something on it. That could be old eyes reading it too.
If you guys want to look that up, I'll get a photograph from Scott. We'll put it in the video. Maybe there's a mentor's mark on there. And we'll let you guys take a look at it. Tell us what who manufactured it. I got something. You know, you guys might not think it's all that great, but they're actually pretty rare. You don't find many of them. I told Scott I've only found like maybe 2 of these ever. Do you see it?
I do, yeah. That is super cool.
It is a full brass shotgun shell. And these date around the 1870s. Yeah, this is old. I mean, these are very hard to find.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only seen few people even dig these out of the ground.
All right, so today's been worthwhile, right?
That's right.
Right in this hole.
That's right. That's awesome.
Is there any markings on the base?
You can see where I hit it.
Yeah.
I damaged it. Typically, no. I've never seen markings on them. In fact, I don't there either.
No.
But these were the very first generation shotgun shell.
Yeah, because they would reload. I mean, that was reloadable,
Yep.
kind of like a modern cartridge.
And you know, these were clear up until about the mid 1880s. I don't know if they went to 1890 or not. And then you got the paper from around 1890 up to about 1910. And then they started getting into some other kinds of paper, but the Winchester ones. But that's old.
That's excellent.
Yep.
Excellent.
All right, Scott brought me an artifact that he found. Let's take a look at it. All right, what did you say this was?
I think it's the mechanisms in a pocket watch.
I think you're right. I would agree with you.
As you can kind of see where this is where the little wheel would spin back and forth. They talk about so many jewels. That would be the jeweling on the mechanism.
Is it a silver pocket watch or a gold pocket watch?
Oh, I'll keep digging. Keep digging.
Keep digging. All right. Way to go, Scott. All right. I just found this, and this is off of a lantern top. And lanterns are very common with old houses like this. In fact, a lot of the oil lamps burned houses down like that. They'd fall over. But this one here, I should be able to get a date on that. Now I have found a number of lantern part and pieces in this yard. Most of them were over there. But you know, every old house had lamps. They had lanterns, oil lanterns, and sometimes they had many oil lanterns in each room even. And many times they'd put them on top of a fireplace, and sometimes they'd fall off and start fires. But you know, I actually love finding stuff like that. I really do. I'm gonna go. I've been finding a lot of wheat cents and some you know, brassy things, and I was sitting here thinking, in an old house like this, I'm surprised we haven't found anything Civil War related. And I don't know if this is, but it's melted lead, and I don't find this a lot of places, but it's something. So right here it is. And this is a piece of melted lead. Now, I don't know if there was a camp here. The house is right there. The kitchen is right there. So it could be related to that. But this is the first lead I found here on this site. And I'm always hopeful when I find stuff like that. We'll go a little slow here. Maybe we can find some bullets, Civil War bullets. You never know. All right, you guys, I'm off of the kitchen here. I brought Scott over because I think I have a good find. I think, you see it?
I see it, yeah. It's round.
It's round.
It's round.
It's round. It's not a coin. I think it's a button, and I think it's a smashed military button. Yeah, there's a shank. See
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
There's a shank.
Yeah.
It's a military button.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an eagle. I bet you anything that's a military button.
It looks like it's copper almost.
Well, it's bright. It's got some copper in it. It's I don't know if I hit it. I probably hit it, or if it was already smashed. But yeah. Let's take a look at it.
Clean it up a little bit. Yeah, that's cool.
You see it coming through?
I see a shield. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to clean it up. I mean, it could be a World War I button too. Mm-hmm. All right, you guys, I cleaned it up a little better. I am going to post this on ID Me to see if I can't get a positive ID. I'll clean it up to be able to get the back mark off of there. It's a 2-piece. You can see it right there. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Very cool.
Unbelievable. All right, I found the button right there. I came over here, had a mid-tone, mid to low. It was a 13. I pulled it out. I started looking at it. And do you guys recognize what it is? Do you recognize it now? This is a piece of a pocket knife. I can't tell you from what era this comes from. You know, this is where I found 2 pieces of melted lead in here and that button right there. Could this be from the Civil War? It could be, but we'll bag it and we'll keep going. But that's not a bad find. All right, I popped the plug and pulled it out. Looks like a piece of female jewelry. Maybe Scott lost it. Maybe it's his sweetheart's. Pretty cool. It's the first piece of jewelry I found today. So we'll put that in the bag and we'll keep going. All right, you guys, you might hear a chainsaw in the background. They're doing some work next door. But Scott brought me to the summer kitchen.
Yeah.
Is that
summer kitchen? Kitchen, but yeah, it's where they would cook in the summertime so that you don't heat up the house.
Wow,
and if it caught on fire, you didn't burn down the house.
Yep, which was very, very common. And they had the well right outside the fireplace.
There is a spring up on the hillside that we can go up by, and it's been said that's where, you know, the French and Indian fort is built, somewhere up in there.
A French and Indian fort.
I've never been up there detecting. I can show you where the spring is, but
this is incredible. I mean, this is beautiful. This would be a great man cave here.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
This is where Scott grew up and spent a good part of his childhood, clear into college. There's even like an attic up in there.
Yeah, I think I got my boat that I built up in there.
This is incredible. And here's like a meat hook. And now I like the alcove. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a little alcove there. Are these gun slots? Those are gun slots.
Yeah, that's what
those are gun slots. Yeah. You know what? Your French and Indian fort might be right here.
It could be. But there's no source of water other than that well. You would think you would want. I've
been to a lot of French and Indian forts, and none of them had a well. Okay. I mean, the stockade could have been right around this.
That's true. That's true.
Those are gun slots right there. I can tell you right now. These are real predominant in buildings like this of that era, 1750s. And if you look at the Van Meter Fort Van Meter outside of Romney, I did a video on that. And these gun ports are all around it. Okay. You might have it right here. It might not be up on that hill, Scott.
I always guess because of the spring up there.
No, I can tell you that this is very, very common construction during that time period. And those are gun ports. Did you see how it's angled?
I did, yeah.
It's angled on the back so you can move your...
in Europe, the medieval kind of things, so always like that.
Yeah, that's very common construction. Holy smokes. I mean, there could be some Spanish reals in here.
Yeah. I've never detected in there.
All right, you guys, I'm going to do my best. I don't know how the lighting situation will be on the camera, Let me see. I think you guys can probably see. Wow, this is awesome. We are on the inside of the house. This is the original part of the house. These logs are all original. You can see the, I mean, what? This thing's 6 foot tall.
Makes me feel tall.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that tall, but low ceilings, musket over the top, and that's an old percussion there.
Yeah.
Percussion there, and original stone fireplace. This is a pretty common element. You still see the notching where the adze hit. They hit this with an adze and then they come back with a finishing blade. Very, very cool, Scott. Man, what a heritage you have, huh?
We're a lucky person.
You are a lucky person.
No doubt about it. And then during a snowstorm, snow would blow in between the logs. Yeah, we've done a lot of work here. Come a long ways from what it was when we first moved in.
You see where they've notched it for the joist. We're going to do a wrap up. We're going to call it the day. Scott's got an appointment and I have an appointment. And both of those appointments are very important.
They are very important.
So I appreciate Scott inviting me out here to this house site that he grew up in. It's an old house site. And the ground's full of signals here. We dug a lot. I'll show you what we found. And we found a lot. And I'm actually pretty pleased with what we found.
Well,
you know,
I'll call it a good day.
I call it a good day.
Yeah.
So I'll show you an overview here, and I'll get my other camera and get some zoomed in of it. So okay, so we'll start here. We got a pocket knife, a purse, change purse snap. I got a little heart from Scott Sweetie, I'm sure.
Is it a dog tag? No, it looks too nice for that.
It's yeah, I think it's, you know, some
Piece
girl's
of
jewelry.
Yeah.
I got a the only button we found was that one right there, great seal button. I got 6 wheat cents. I got 3 utensils here, or some 2 of these I'm not real sure what they are, but I think they could be. Then I found a compact, very decorative. I think it's probably turn of the century. I found some pieces to a lantern. I found the top of a lantern here. I found a full brass 12 gauge in the 1800s there. I found a Panda compact. This is probably Rouge, is what I'm thinking of. And then I found a lipstick here. I'm not sure what this brassy thing is. And I found a couple pieces of melted lead. I had a fun, great day digging here.
It's good. That's good. That's all we can ask for.
So let's go see what you got.
All right.
Scott was using the CTX. That thing finds everything. And Scott dug everything.
I dug everything, because you never know.
You never know. All right, we've got probably a coffee sieve.
That's what I thought. Yeah, yep.
Couple spoons, pocket watch back, buckle, end of a spoon bowl sieve kind of spoon. You know, probably some tractor pins, a little teeny tiny pony shoe. You found some grommets, a washer.
72.
72. You just missed out. By about 10 years.
Yep, 72. And this, I couldn't figure out what that is. It's painted.
It's heavy.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that was.
And it looks like there's gold in there.
Oh, that's, well, okay, we'll take it.
That
is shiny, yeah.
You have to let me know. All right. Well, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a great time.
Good.
Scott, thank you, Scott.
Always my pleasure.
Love to come back. Would you guys like to come back? Maybe we'll come back. Scott invites us back and we'll hit those fields out there. And until then, I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Take care.